is what I'm saying to you.
Earlier, President Hichilema confirmed that the late former President Edgar Lungu will be buried in Zambia, following ongoing discussions regarding funeral arrangements. Speaking when he met with a special envoy from Zimbabwe, the Vice President Constantino Chiwenga at State House, President Hichilema acknowledged the challenges in reaching an agreement with Mr. Lungu's family on a burial date, but emphasized that government is hopeful that an official arrangement will soon be finalized and announced. The president stressed that his priority is to engage in positive dialogue rather than conflict, ensuring that discussions respect the wishes of Lungu's family while maintaining national unity. He has since apologized to African delegates for the delay in finalizing the burial program.
So economic growth is very important to jobs for our people, young people population, but also business opportunities for our people. Mutual 4 pillars are important to us, and again we shared a number of those. Capital for us is very, very important. Capital mobilization, British capital working with us here, and investment trade within that remit. Obviously you all know my story about the price of capital, which must be fair to us, not because of the British only, but the global capital that comes to Zambia must be fairly priced. Secondly, the technology sharing that we would like to see on the table, not second-rate technology, but first-grade technology in many areas, in mining, in health, in agriculture.
Vice President Mutalina Lumango has questioned whether it is treasonous for the family of the late former President Edgar Lungu to demand a state funeral without the presence of the head of state. Speaking during a question and answer session in Parliament, Mrs. Nalumango emphasized that the matter at hand is serious. She urged Zambians to use Mr. Lungu's funeral as an opportunity to unite the country rather than allowing political divisions to overshadow the occasion. The VIP further stated that Mr. Lungu should be mourned with dignity without political differences taking precedence. She also clarified that despite political disagreements with the 6th Republican president, the government never wished him harm. Mrs. Nalumango was responding to Matero Member of Parliament Mao Sampa, who asked whether the government would honor the Lungu family's demand that President Hichilema should not be present near the late president's remains. Meanwhile, Vice President Mutalina Lumango has affirmed that Zambia requires no other leader to manage the economy besides President Hakainde Hichilema. Speaking during the Vice President's question and answer session in Parliament today, Mrs. Nalumango highlighted the reduction in meal prices, fuel costs, and the appreciation of the kwacha against the dollar as evidence that President Hichilema is fulfilling his economic commitments. She emphasized that the policies introduced by President Hichilema's administration are attracting both local and foreign investment, thereby stimulating economic growth. The Vice President further assured that the government remains committed to addressing the cost of living, ensuring that Zambians can experience improved economic conditions. She made these remarks in response to Ron MP Joel Chiwiye, who commended the government's efforts in reducing the cost of meal.
Environment for investment by both local and international or foreign investment. This economy, by the policies put in place, by His Excellency and the team, is poised to become a very strong economy, and the people of this country will be able to, in fact, they have started appreciating. You don't need any other, honestly, president today. He is the right man, leading from the head. On matters of economy, let us appreciate.
Lord Collins of Highbury, the UK Parliamentary Under-Secretary for the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, has emphasized that sustainable economic growth is a shared priority for both the United Kingdom and Zambia, highlighting the £2.5 billion in UK private sector investment aimed at supporting Zambia's mining, mineral and renewable energy sectors. Speaking during a courtesy call on President Hakainde Hichilema at State House, Lord Collins stated that private investment is a key component of the UK-Zambia Green Growth Compact, a flagship agreement designed to boost job creation, economic development and green energy initiatives. Lord Collins further noted that his visit to Zambia includes engagements with government officials, business leaders and civil society representatives, reinforcing the UK's commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation.
In my time here, I have met with British business leaders who are keen to invest across a range of sectors. Whether it's mining, energy or infrastructure, British firms want to help create jobs and boost growth. And last year, over half of Zambia's copper production came from British companies like First Quantum Minerals and Moxico Resources. And this shows how we can deliver sustainable, resilient growth for all by harnessing the power of the private sector.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has emphasized Zambia's appreciation for its bilateral economic partnership with the United Kingdom, recognizing the vital role of private sector investment in the country's economic growth. Speaking on the significance of international collaboration, President Hichilema highlighted the need for affordable capital to support the development of businesses in sectors such as mining, energy and infrastructure. He stressed that these investments would help boost economic expansion and strengthen Zambia's industrial capacity. He further reaffirmed that private sector engagement is central to fostering a conducive business environment, driving innovation, job creation, and long-term economic resilience.
So economic growth is very important to jobs for our people, youthful population, but also business opportunities for our people. Mutual 4 pillars are important to us, and again we share a number of those. Capital for us is very, very important. Capital mobilization, British capital working with us here, and investment trade within that remit. Obviously you all know my story about the price of capital, which must be fair to us, not because of the British only, but the global capital that comes to Zambia must be fairly priced. Secondly, the technology sharing that we would like to see on the table, not second-grade technology, but first-grade technology in many areas, in mining, in health, in agriculture.
Patriotic Front member and former Minister of Local Government Vincent Mwale has emphasized the importance of recognizing former President Edgar Lungu's contributions to the nation. Mr. Mwale stated that the former president should be celebrated with dignity and peace, free from political attachments. He noted that many Zambians now appreciate the decentralization policy initiated by Mr. Lungu, which has only been fully realized under the current administration. He highlighted that Mr. Lungu was a hard-working leader who spearheaded numerous developmental projects, leaving behind tangible achievements that Zambians can point to. Additionally, he commended Mr. Lungu's role in fostering national unity beyond tribal divisions. Further, Mr. Mwale described the former president as a strong advocate for decentralization, emphasizing that he was a leader for all, committed to ensuring the best for the country and its people. Mr. Mwale made these remarks while featuring on Radio Phoenix's Let the People Talk, where he paid a tribute to the former president and encouraged peace and unity among Zambians and the Lungu family.
Decentralized decision making, decentralized procurement, obviously that a bit of some resistance. But President Lungu was the biggest champion of this. I know other ministers that this to happen. They worked together with us to make sure that we decentralize service provision in the country. And so that CDF has seen an increment to the levels it has, because this actually plays out well in terms of promoting decentralization.
The Media Institute of Southern Africa, ABSA Zambia, has reaffirmed its commitment to advocating for a professional and responsible media environment through legal and policy reforms, particularly by supporting self-regulation mechanisms within the media sector. During the quarterly mentorship session, ABSA Zambia National Director Austin Kayanda emphasized that as the nation approaches the 2026 general elections, many journalists may inadvertently violate existing cyber legislation, which is currently in full effect. He encouraged members to report any infringements encountered in their professional duties, assuring them that ABSA will provide legal support. Additionally, ABSA Zambia Chairperson Lorraine Chisanga reiterated the organization's dedication to cultivating a strong, ethical and independent media sector in Zambia. She underscored the importance of unity, professionalism and continuous learning among media practitioners. Ms. Chisanga also acknowledged the challenges posed by governmental changes in other countries, which have led to the loss of certain projects. We return with the sports news after this break.
Win namamuli 1 million na ABSA. Play your cards right, Muntu Andy, and you could win big. Simply tap or swipe any of your ABSA cards 5 times in a month, and you could be one of 10 lucky winners to take home a cheap 10-pin in monthly prizes, or walk away with a grand prize of 250,000 kwacha. Chaliroku, and you cannot afford to not get lucky. Use your ABSA card to enter the draw. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
The fixtures for the men's and women's under-20 football competitions at the Region 5 Games in Windhoek from July 4th to 13th have been completed, with the tournaments to form part of COSAFA's regional championships in this age group for this year. 2 venues will be used in the Namibian capital, the Hague Geingob Stadium and the Unam Stadium. The men's competition will kick off with a Group A clash between Malawi and Zimbabwe on July 4th at 12 hours Central African Time, followed by a clash in the same pool later between host Namibia and Angola at 15 hours. Group B gets underway on July 5th when Eswatini clash with Botswana at 12 hours Central African Time, and South Africa take on Zambia at 15 hours Central African Time. According to COSAFA Media, all of the matches will be at the Hague Geingob Stadium. The main semi-finals take place on July 11, with the top team in Group A to face the runner-up in Group B and vice versa. The final will be at the Hague Geingob Stadium at 14 hours on July 13th. The women's competition will predominantly be played at the Unam Stadium, though the final will be at the same venue as the men's at 11 hours on July 13th. The competition kicks off with a Group A clash between Botswana and Zimbabwe at 12 hours Central African Time on July 4th, before host Namibia take on Malawi at 15 hours. The Group B action will get underway at 12 hours on July 5th when Eswatini face Angola. There will be a titanic clash between Oddfellows, Zambia and South Africa at 15 hours Central African Time. All of the fixtures take place at the Unam Stadium. As we leave the headlines once again. President Hakainde Hichilema has expressed disappointment over the politicization of former President Edgar Lungu's funeral, calling for unity and responsibility during the national mourning period. The leader of government business in Parliament has questioned whether it is treasonous for the family of the late former President Edgar Lungu to demand a state funeral without the presence of the head of state. Vice President Mutale Nalumhango has affirmed that Zambia requires no other leader to manage the economy besides President Hakainde Hichilema. In sports, the fixtures for the men's and women's under-20 football competitions at the Region 5 Games in Windhoek from July 4th to 13th have been completed, with the tournaments to form part of COSAFA's regional championships in this age group for this year. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Imelda Chikwati. Stay tuned to Sun FM Radio and TV. Bye for now.
Sun FM.
Imagine having the financial freedom to live life on your terms. With the ABSA Ultimate Plus account, you can manage your finances, save for the future, and access personal loans. Plus, enjoy travel insurance, a credit card, and retrenchment cover when the unexpected happens. If that's not value, I don't know what is. Let's help you write the next chapter of your